Lori Vallow's most recent trial appearance or court appearance is wild. What I want to do in this video is go through an article that gives us the history about the hearing and what it's all about, and then I want to go through the footage. It's only about 6 minutes long, and we are so lucky that these types of characters can't hide who they are for too long. So let's get into all that, but before we begin, welcome to Revealing the Crime. My name is Tiffany. On this channel, we talk about true crime, manipulation tactics, and the psychology behind criminal behavior, especially cluster B traits. Viewer discretion is advised as some topics may be disturbing. This is for education and entertainment purposes and not for diagnosis. So without further ado, let's begin. The article I'm reading from is from Court TV, and it's titled, Lori Daybell Ordered to Pay Restitution to Kay Woodcock. It says, a Maricopa County judge ordered Lori Daybell to pay restitution to Charles Vallow's family during a hearing Friday, adding financial consequences to her multiple life sentences for a string of murders and conspiracies. Judge Justin Bereski approved restitution payments nearing nearly $12,000 to Kay Woodcock, the sister of Daybell's fourth husband, Charles Vallow. The restitution hearing followed Daybell's sentencing in July, when Judge Bereski sentenced her to consecutive life terms for conspiring to murder Vallow and attempting to kill Boudreaux. That's Brandon Boudreaux. We actually on this channel went live stream through that trial. It was so interesting to do that as a group. I really enjoyed that. So you can actually find that in the lives. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, or actually for that one, I was able to show footage of the courtroom as we were going through it because it was public. It was available publicly, but when we were doing the Karen Reed trial, all of us who were on the live stream had to have their own separate devices going through it. Then the article says those sentences were added to the life sentences she already served in Idaho for murdering her children, Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow, and conspiring to kill Tammy Daybell, the first wife of her fifth husband, Chad Daybell. I wanted to share that with you because it gave a brief overview about the things that Lori's been found guilty of, and also it puts into context exactly who this restitution is for. So without further ado, let's get into the video clip.
Is Ms. Daybell on? Is that the Joab Fedorf?
I want to explain what I did here. For this video specifically, I actually enlarged the frame that shows Lori Vallow because the original clip has her pretty small, and I wanted to be able to emphasize the way she looks. So she is the person on the right hand of the screen with the whiteboard behind her.
Mr. Lum, could I have you turn your camera off just to not be a distraction? All right, I called the case. Let's have the state announce.
Trina Kay on behalf of the state.
I just want to pause by saying, notice how she immediately smiles once she gets on camera. And you'll notice that throughout this hearing.
And defendant?
Lori Daybell for the defense.
All right, I can hear everyone fine. This is the time set for restitution hearing. Have there been any agreements?
Your Honor, I am not sure. I was going to check with Ms. Daybell if she would stipulate to anything. I do have one correction in the documents on bait stamp 101133.
Okay, I'm going to pause here because I can't play the feed continuously. I have to pause and make commentary to try to avoid any copyright issues. I am protected because I did modify the video a lot, and I adjusted the coloring and the quality, but just in case, I'm going to keep pausing. So the lady on the left side of the screen at the bottom is the district attorney, and Lori Vallow is getting ready to discuss what's going on and whether or not she agrees to the restitution that's about to be announced.
What we've learned is that the gas receipts that were provided are not all of the gas receipts, and so that's why we had done the mileage. But we forgot to remove the gas receipts themselves.
So I just want to say that what she's saying here is when they came up with the number or the price of the restitution, they accidentally double charged because not only did they, I guess, include the gas receipts information, but they also added mileage, and only one of those should have been added. Or maybe they couldn't find the gas receipts, but they went with bank statements. Let's see, she'll clarify that.
So we should actually remove $348.98, which would make the total restitution request $8,600.54.
Okay, I'll ask the defendant, are you stipulating to any restitution?
Your Honor, on Wednesday night, I did receive those Bates numbers that were supposed to be given to me from my advisory council. They mailed them to me. I just got them. I was able to review those.
Let's pause really quick, just as a reminder to everyone, Lori is playing her own defense attorney. So I didn't realize that she does get an advisory council. I don't know exactly how that works, but essentially that's what she's referencing. And notice how she's trying to excuse what's been going on. She's saying that she got the papers, her advisory council got them early, but she just recently received them.
Those ended at Bates number 101161. And yesterday I was informed by my advisory council that the state sent over one more document on Tuesday by email to my advisory council. And I have not seen that document. It's Bates number 101162. It is my understanding, since I talked to my advisory council yesterday, that that document is a document. They kind of explained what it was to me. And so my understanding is, and although I'm aware that counseling, thank you.
Okay, let's pause here really quick. So she's explaining what the document is, the second document that she received. And now let's keep going.
Although I'm aware that counseling costs can be included in restitution, this document turned over by the state is an Excel spreadsheet totaling $3,147 in counseling. There are no invoices from doctors or insurance companies to my knowledge. So the document in and of itself seems to be insufficient. I haven't actually seen it.
Let's pause here really quick. So I guess that Kay Woodcock is asking for the counseling services she received, but apparently no receipts were sent over, and it is just an Excel spreadsheet.
However, based on how my trials were conducted, since experience tells me that regardless of what I say or what anybody else says, you're going to order it, I am willing to stipulate today.
And here we go. The wild ride begins. So essentially, what did she just say? She said no matter what she does, and just based on how her trials went, no matter what, she's going to have to pay this number. This trial is not going to end in her favor, or this hearing is not going to end in her favor. So she's just going to stipulate. The implication here is that she was innocent, and that being found guilty indicates how corrupt the system actually is. And because the system is corrupt, no matter what, she was going to be the losing side of this hearing.
It is my understanding that I have already been ordered by this court to pay over $534.
So notice how she looks over at someone and she's laughing and mocking everybody. So she's saying she's already been asked to pay a little over $500,000, and you can see what she says next.
$1,000 in fees, in fines, surcharges, and court fees. So you can add Ms. Woodcock's total of $12,096.97 of restitution to my tab.
Unbelievable, right? Just add it to my tab. It's not going to get paid anyways. I'm in prison right now. That $500,000 was never going to get paid. So whatever, I'm not even going to argue this. Just add it to my tab. And look at her face. She is satisfied, like so proud of herself that she, the court can say whatever she wants, but she comes out on top because at the end of the day, she is not going to be able to pay this money back.
And Your Honor,
And you see how she's laughing there. I think what I'll do to go hand in hand with this video is I'll make clips of this moment and share them as a short because her reaction is just wild.
with that correction, it would actually be $11,747.99.
So the prosecutor comes in and just takes off that extra $350 or so that she said were should be coming off. And look at Lori's face. Oh my goodness.
Hold on,
She's laughing.
11,740.
$7.99.
All right. Ms.
She's happy. Look at her.
Daybell, you're stipulating to pay restitution to Kay Woodcock in the amount of $11,747.99. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Any drugs, alcohol, or medication in the last 24 hours that would affect your ability to make this decision?
Okay, let's pause here because her reaction is unbelievable. So essentially, the judge is asking this question, and I imagine it's a standard question. They need to know, and they need to get on record that that basically Lori is in the right frame of mind to accept this ruling, that she's not agreeing to it, and then 6 months down the line comes out and says, oh, well, I was under the influence of X, Y, and Z, so we need to have that hearing again. So let's watch Lori's reaction.
Have I been on any drugs, Your Honor? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking, have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand or make this decision today?
Is Your Honor aware that I am in prison?
Just so sarcastic and rude and grandiose. Don't you know where I am, Your Honor? How dare you ask me this routine question? I'm too special to have my time wasted by the questions that are asked of everybody else.
I have no access to any of those things. So no, the answer is no, I have not.
And notice the judge doesn't even answer her question. Doesn't acknowledge it, just lets her continue talking.
Thank you for answering the question. Has anyone promised you anything in exchange for your agreement to pay this restitution?
No.
Notice the smile and the laugh, just inappropriate reactions that don't match the situation.
Has anyone forced you, threatened you, or coerced you to get you to agree to pay this restitution?
Only my trials, Your Honor, coerced me.
There she goes again, talking about how she is only in this situation by this unfair system, and she's coerced to pay this because of the outcome of these unfair trials.
All right. The court finds that your agreement is knowingly, intelligently, voluntarily made. It's ordered that you pay $11,747.99 in
She's to me, the reason she's acting this way is because she knows there's no way that this money's getting paid. In her mind, she's coming out on top. You know, the system can say whatever it wants. The system can find her guilty. The system can continue to add all of this money to her tab. But in the end, she's the one that wins because, at least in this financial case, she's not going to comply. She's not going to have the finances to pay all of the money that she's been ordered to pay.
restitution to Kay Woodcock. The restitution would take priority over any other fines and fees that have been imposed. And it's ordered that that restitution be paid out at the maximum rate allowable out of any prison account. Ms. Kay, do you anticipate?
Again, she's smiling because she knows she's not going to pay.
Hey, any other restitution requests?
Your Honor, we are still awaiting restitution request from Brandon Boudreau. I know that he's been busy with work and he hasn't got all of those documents together. When I get those, I will submit them to advisory council.
Again, notice how she's laughing. So I want to point out that both the judge and the prosecutor, their attention is fully on the task at hand. But Lori is talking to people that are off screen. She's laughing, she's joking. Again, not taking it seriously. It's another sign of her grandiosity and her self-absorbment. She doesn't think that this is important enough to get the undivided attention.
And to Miss Daybell's investigator, who seems to be able to get that to her much easier. And just for the record, Miss Woodcock is still ongoing counseling, so there could be subsequent requests.
So it seems when they're saying counseling, it might not be legal counsel at this point. And I guess the tab is just going to increase.
Well, the court retains jurisdiction over the matter of restitution for the period that the defendant is serving a sentence. So I'm not setting any further hearings at this time. We'll wait and see if any requests for hearing come in. All right, thank you. We'll be at recess.
Thank you.
So everybody, there it is. Completely disrespectful, complete lack of regard for the system, for the judge, for the prosecutor, just laughing in the face of it all. And it shows the personality that we're dealing with, and that it's under this cluster B umbrella. Whenever I say cluster B, I like to say it that way because a lot of the behaviors are the same. So narcissism or narcissistic personality disorder lies under this umbrella, and so does antisocial personality disorder. And under this antisocial personality disorder is where we hear about psychopaths and sociopaths, though I don't think that those are official diagnoses. If anybody knows, please drop them in the comments. I want to thank you all so much for being here. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know every time I drop a new video. I have another channel called Revealing the Narc. If you're not subscribed there, I will include the link in the description of this video. On that channel, I talk about narcissism and celebrities, and mainly Harry and Meghan, because they provide, well, Meghan specifically, because she provides an endless supply of teachable moments. And in closing, I want to ask all of you that in lieu of super chats and super stickers, if you could please consider donating to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Their information is on the screen should you need to reach out to them. And you can find the link to donate in the description of this video. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody.